Hey guys, this is Denise Simpson and Diana Lane. How are you all doing? I am just going to check to see if we are live in our group. So hang tight. Yep, we are live. I see us. Excellent. If you guys want to, as you come on, share a hello with us if you like. A heart, a thumbs up, whatever your heart desires. Before I introduce my beautiful friend Diana Lane, I just want to welcome you guys to our very first Align365 live show. Like, how crazy is this? So I had promised our members more benefits to being a member in our group. And one of those ways was bringing on thought-provoking, awe-inspiring healers, energy and spiritual healers, leaders in their groups or in their fields to our group. And so Diana Lane was the first person that came to mind. And I'm so honored that you accepted my invitation to be my first guest on Align365 show. So thank you so much for doing this.
Likewise, Denise, it's such an honor. When you reached out to me, I was like, absolutely, I will support you. I love this mission, sharing about alignment and really getting into the core of what it means to be human. And so that's just so exciting. Should I say a little bit about me?
Please. Yes, please. Let's jump into introductions. Share with us your journey on how you became an energy and spiritual healer.
Yeah, so my name's Diana Lane. I'm a holistic health expert and a stress reduction specialist. I've been in the health and wellness space for about 17 years now, believe it or not. I started in the nutrition field when I was really young through my own personal journey, suffering from a lot of body dysmorphia and eating disorders in the ballet industry when I was a teenager. So it really began this personal journey. And then I was full-blown into the pre-med world. I was a pre-med heart surgeon. I wanted to go to the University of Washington, and that is a great feeder school for schools like Harvard and Stanford. And I just really wanted to change the world. And what better than with heart healing? It was only a couple months into my cardiac rehab internship that I realized the system was broken, and this was not how I was going to be the change I wished to see. So I took a 90-degree turn. I looked into everything from osteopathy to naturopathy, chiropractic, Ayurveda, and I ultimately chose traditional Chinese medicine. So I'm an acupuncturist and a Reiki master. I do herbalism, sound and crystal healing, and it's the one thing that really made more sense the more I learned. My favorite part of this was it's opened up an avenue for multifaceted movement and meditation events. And I recently launched a program for women to help them transform their relationships with their bodies, their selves, and their cycles. So that is kind of me in a nutshell, I guess.
I love that. Well, first of all, when we met, and how we met was through the Society of Women Entrepreneurs here in Austin. And I was on Diana's Self-Care Sunday show, and it's actually up on YouTube on my channel, Dr. Denise Simpson. I uploaded that amazing talk with Diana where I fell in love with her and now won't stop stalking her. I follow her social media platforms, and everything she has to say I just soak in and devour because she just embodies alignment for me. I mean, she is someone who lives what she teaches. And so I hope you guys get so much out of our time together. And so I want to ask Diana a few questions. Now, you guys can also comment and ask your questions too. At the end of our time together, I'll have Diana share where you can find more information about her and her programs, because after you hear her speak and after you spend some time with us today, you're just going to want to go and follow her and devour everything that she has to share, because she is so wise and just, again, someone who embodies alignment for me. So let me ask you, Diana, what does alignment mean to you? If you can share a little bit about that.
You know, I love this question. This is a huge buzzword right now, feeling whether or not you're in alignment. And in Chinese medicine, we talk about the Tao. Sorry, I've got a little bit of plane passing here. Alignment is really being on your true path. So in Chinese medicine, we talk about the Tao, and the Tao is the way, it's the path. So it's when things are falling into place. It's when you're in your truth. So you're coming from a heart-centered and balanced place. You're not overrun by emotions or overanalyzing, and you are actually clicked into your highest self. So alignment for me is like, you really are. You're just steady and you're steadfast, and things are falling into place for you. You feel energized. You're engaged in life. You're passionate about what you're doing, and you'll notice that when you're in alignment, things just happen. Like those jobs that fall into your lap, the house, the friends, the family, the life, the financial components, everything just clicks in.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. Gosh, I mean, that's perfectly said. And that's something that I want to do in this group is to help others find their alignment, their unique alignment, because we're all so different and we're all on this different path in our lives right now. And so thank you for sharing that. So what does it look like to you? Can you share your personal experience? Because I know you talked to us a little bit about your journey, pre-med, cardiac surgery, and then, evolving into who you are now. Tell us what, in your personal experience, an example of you living in alignment, you living in your truth.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect example. Here I am. I've got this mission and this message. I can tell that I have a purpose. I want to be of service to the world. I want to help on those healing journeys. And I'm like, well, what better way than through the heart? And it seemed to make sense. I loved heart surgery itself. It was really great to see how people's lives were in such a sacred space, and then overcome something that could have been pretty intense for them. But what I realized, and when I noticed that I was out of alignment, was that people were in there with 2 or 3 stents in their heart. Wow. They were reeking like booze and cigarettes, throwing their McDonald's cup out on the way, and I wasn't allowed to offer lifestyle modifications. They basically said, that's not your job. Get them on the machines, make sure they're taking their pharmaceuticals, and send them on their way. And this, one of the best ways to realize that you are lacking alignment is when you're in one of those spaces where you're like, ooh, that does not feel right. Yeah. And so for me, this is the example of really stepping into alignment, because I could tell in my heart and soul that there was this friction, that there was something in me. I mean, I would go home crying because I'm a total empath, and I'd be like, but why? They shouldn't have to come back. How can we prevent this? Yeah. And so as I started to shift, I mean, things literally just fell into place. I started reading some books about the mixtures of different foods and how different foods affect us. I was reading books about herbalism, and everywhere I went, there were messages. I mean, the universe really just opened doors for me, and it was like message after message after message of being on the right path. And so I was talking to people about health and wellness, and they're like, where's your practice? Wow. When can I come see you? And I'm like, my practice? What do you mean, where's my practice? I just read a couple books about this. And they're like, no, but seriously, when you are ready, let me know, because I want to come see you. And so when you open up to your intuition and you're in that aligned place, things will fall into your lap. And then people started reaching out to me. I started hearing about schools. I started hearing about opportunities. I got picked up for an amazing job. My insurance was allowing acupuncture, so I was going to acupuncture. Literally everything just fell into place. And so that was an aspect of being completely out of alignment. My heart was in the right place, no pun intended, but then I wasn't in the path that I was supposed to be in. And once I circumvented a little bit around that, everything opened up new doorways for me.
Yeah, indeed. And so I call that contrast, right? Because you have to live through some contrast, so that then you can correct yourself along the path, right? And then you find what you don't want, and you find what you really do want, right? And so we have to go through the contrast, and that's just part of life. I mean, that's kind of like the contract we wrote, that we signed. And now we're here in these physical bodies, and there are things that are beyond our control that, there's just nothing you can do that will correct it. However, your perception and your perspective on it is what's going to carry you through that dilemma. And so for me, it's embracing the contrast and saying, well, that didn't feel right. And none of that felt in alignment with my highest and greatest purpose. So I'm just going to, go to the left a little bit and, find my way this way. And then when I, would encounter contrast over here, then I would correct my path yet again. And so that's just, part of life is living through the contrast, appreciating it, right? But then moving forward and not staying in that sometimes tormented, agonizing place that sometimes we like to stay in.
Totally. And opening up to the realm of what else is possible and really going, okay, if this doesn't feel right, then what is going to fit that mold and that model?
Indeed. So tell us, how do you stay in alignment when life happens, when things get really tough? What are some things that you do to keep yourself centered or balanced or emotionally regulated?
Yeah, it's a constant recalibration, Denise. Like you said, there are so many things that happen in our everyday lives, whether it's a breakup or a job loss or stuff with family or friends. There are so many things that can kind of get us off course a little bit. And so for me, having regular self-care rituals is essential. I have put things into my life that are kind of my non-negotiables. So every Sunday I go to ecstatic dance, and it is like this soul revival for me. It's a free-form dance movement where you just get to move and kind of feel the music, and you can laugh and dance and cry and whatever you need to. And so I have these things in place that really support me on my journey to stay in alignment. Spend a lot of time in nature. As you can see, I'm outside right now. I was like, maybe I'll film inside, and it's just so nice outside. So connecting with Mother Nature, drinking high quality water and eating pure foods. I eat a lot of organic fruits and vegetables. I do eat meat as well in Chinese medicine. It's very good for the blood, but I also make sure that those are like pasture raised, grass fed and things like that, because it's a mind, body, soul connection. You have to have all areas in alignment to really feel that passionate aspect of life. So I do things like dance. I like to journal. I read cards, like oracle cards and stuff like that. If I feel muddled or need something else. I love to meditate and lead meditations as well. So if you haven't checked out the app called Insight Timer, it's a free meditation app with guided meditations. I try to do those on a nightly basis, and then date times I'll get some daytime meditation in as well. I just spend a lot of time really connecting with my soul and listening to my heart and trying to ask myself, what do I need right now? Like, I'm listening. What do I need in order to feel like my highest self and truly connected to my being? So there's a lot of intuition. There's a lot of regular rituals. Baths are always good. We have a place called Barton Springs here, and I love to go jump in there and like cleanse and let stuff go, and smudging and Palo Santo. There's so many tips, but you have to do what feels right for you. Finding the things that work in your alignment. If going to the gym is it, do that. If you like to dance, do that. If you're a yoga person, I do a lot of Ashtanga yoga as well. Find your truth, because no one else can make that for you. This is your alignment and your path.
That's such a great point, because I tell my clients that too. When they ask, well, how do you meditate? Well, meditation could be different for others. Some people do guided and some don't. And some people can listen to music and go into a zone where they just tune out and their vibrational energy just rises from the music. And that's a form of meditation. And so I tell people it's whatever resonates with your heart. And whatever's going to uplift your vibrational energy. And sometimes the truest form of meditation is best, where you stop thought altogether, right? Where you just need to just recalibrate and rebalance yourself, and then come out of meditation with perhaps a clearer perspective on the situation. And so sometimes it's just shutting down that brain, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so valuable, Denise. I love that you said that, because I teach that in meditation all the time. The practice is in the mind wandering. You cannot do meditation wrong, which makes it like, okay, no big deal. The mind's going to wander, and it's in that 2 seconds where you're like, back to my breath. that's where meditation happens. I mean, there's silent ones, there's guided ones, there's music ones, there's even eating meditations, believe it or not, where you become very aware of what the smell, taste, feel, everything is like in the food that you're eating. So mindfulness and meditation can come in many forms.
That is so great. Yeah, just going back to what you said, it's what resonates with you, and it's what resonates with your heart. Find those modalities, find those things that enrich your soul, enrich your heart. And so thank you for sharing that. Now we talked about your journey, the pre-med cardiac surgeon journey. We talked about how you find alignment, personal alignment, and what alignment means to you. Now, as a healer, how do you help your clients find alignment?
So anytime someone comes to see me, something I like to get on the table right away is that I'm not here to heal you. I'm here to guide you along your healing journey because we're in this together. There's nothing I can do to change you. I'm not trying to fix you. What I'm doing is I'm giving you tools that you can implement that I know work for me and have worked for hundreds and thousands of people over the course of thousands of years. And so I like to be really multifaceted about it. I like to give different approaches. Acupuncture, of course, is a great way to kind of realign your energy systems, to get your chakras balanced and things along those lines. But I also teach my patients other de-stress techniques, whether it's meditation, whether it's scream therapy, whether it's journaling. So I find myself really listening to what their needs are and offering things that become easy to implement. You know, if they're on a weight loss journey, I challenge people to use the stairs instead of the elevator, to pull the actual manual doors open instead of going through automatic doors. And it really boils down to these simple lifestyle modifications that create a holistic life and allow you to feel like your best self. So there might be some herbs and supplements. I'm telling everyone all the time, drink more water. We all need more water. And to breathe more, to really tap into a full breath in your body and what it's like to be in this present moment, because our minds are going a mile a minute and we forget to connect to the sound of the birds or the gentle whir of the freeway on the other side of the street. And to actually open our multisensory beings will really help us find true alignment. So patients get all multifaceted, unique approaches for them. Really depends on what they're going through, but it's usually some combination of the things that I do or things that are perfectly fit for them, like extra baths or Epsom salt soaks or float tanks or, just taking a minute to connect with a friend instead of going out for drinks on a Thursday. Go out for a swim or a yoga class. So finding that truth in your body can make a really big difference, and listening to yourself and your intuition.
That's so great. Your patients are so blessed to have you. I'm so happy you are my dear friend. You are now, in my tribe. I admire you. I've been watching you for a good while now, and I was again so honored to be on your show talking about divine truth, and then now having you as our first guest on the Align365 live show. What a mouthful, right? Align365 live.
It's good. And if you haven't seen that divine truth episode, I'm telling you, Denise, that was such a juicy episode. I've gone back and I've watched and I've been like, oh my gosh, yes. So that's really, so cool. Really valuable to share.
I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. That was so much fun doing that with you. And so tell us how we can find you on all social media platforms and your website and all of your services, and tell us what's happening here soon with your programs.
Yeah, absolutely. So here in Austin, Texas, my practice is over off Wallingwood and Bee Caves. It's called Moon Medicine Healing Arts. You can find me either on Facebook at Diana Lane, or my Facebook page is Moon Medicine Magic. I'm also launching a new website that will be moonmedicinemagic.com, also moonmedicinemagic@gmail.com, and then on Instagram as well, Moon Medicine Magic 3. So you can find me and follow me. I'm always trying to share tidbits and self-help tips, sacred self-care rituals. This Sunday we'll be filming. Every Sunday we film Self-Care Sunday. I've also launched recently with Camille Maffreys for the School of Inner Beauty, so lots of value there. And what I'm most excited about right now is the Moon Medicine Healing Arts Transformational Retreat. So I'm going to be hosting a 3-month program. It'll be ongoing enrollment, supporting women in transformations to find their highest selves, have peace with their period, feel aligned with their cycles, and get sacred self-care rituals and tips. So that'll be launching at the end of August, and space will be limited for the first group. We'll have 8 women. We'll meet and gather for a live event all day on August 25th, and then we'll kick off the program where we'll meet. We'll have group calls. We'll have modules with lots of juicy self-care information to help you align with your highest self. There will be some one-on-one coaching, and then, of course, the live events. It's going to be really fun. You can find out more moonmedicinemagic.com or any combination of those on social media.
Wonderful. Well, I hope to have you on before that again, if you don't mind, so we can talk a little bit more about that retreat, and provide us some more information about it. So I just want to thank you so much for doing this for me. I honor you. I appreciate you. I'm here for you in whatever you need, and so is our group. I'm sure they're thrilled to have you as our first guest. And so, any parting words, Diana, before we turn off for the day?
I just love it. Thank you so much, Denise, and everyone out there who's watching. It's been such an honor. I love what you're doing, helping people come into alignment. I knew the moment I met you that you were continued destined for greatness and just doing incredible things to really change the world. So thank you for the honor of allowing me and asking me to be your first guest. It really means a lot, and I just love being in support of you and these powerful powerhouse women and you and your group. You're really doing great things for the world. So thank you, and it was nice to chat with all of you out there.
Appreciate you, Diana. Thank you so much. I'll let you enjoy the rest of your time out there. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll talk soon.
Likewise, you too. Bye.
Bye, everyone.